Hello, hello, hello. I thought that we would start this week off with a little Q&A while we did a little plan with me, just as a way to get to know me as a decorative memory planner. This week we are using the Caress Press Summer Days kit and the Caress Press, I believe this is their Palms kit in silver. So the first question I got was, how many planners do you have and use, and how long have you been planning? So I have been planning since my youngest was a year old. So I've technically been decorative planning since about 2014. Before that, I used to always carry one of those little calendars. I'm older, so we used to go to the bookstore and buy these tiny little, they folded in half, and they were literally like monthly calendars, and you could keep up with everything on that. And then it just kind of evolved into this. I currently have, let's see, I have my memory planner, I have my work planner, which is an hourly, and then I have an everyday, what I call a scratch planner. So my hourly planner for work just kind of helps me keep things organized in how I'm working on projects, what times, what meetings I have, and then what I call my scratch planner is where I just make notes, and it's kind of how I keep up with what I did every day, if something changed, if we had appointments. And then that is what I use when I'm working on my memory planner, so that I know on Tuesday we had a therapy appointment, and then that night maybe we had game night. So that's kind of where I'm at with my planning. I really just love my memory planner the most because I love keeping up with the things that we've done throughout the years. And I just really love going back every now and then and kind of looking back at them and seeing, oh, look, this is where my kid lost her tooth, or this was when our family reunion was, just things like that. Number two, how did you start planning and how has it evolved? I started planning again using those little cheap ones that you can get at the store, at the bookstore, and then it just kind of evolved into this. I saw randomly one day in 2014 a YouTuber with an Erin Condren, and I was like, I really like that. And I started using my Erin Condren as an actual planner. So I would lay out my stickers, but then I would put the to-do list and to get things done. And then I would use like 2 quarter boxes, and that would be my two big things of the day that I knew I had to remember. And it's just kind of evolved into memory planning because I do not necessarily need a detailed daily planner. I have found that my life changes so much that keeping a down to the hour planner just for my general life, not my work life, but my family life, is just, it will not work. Three, how do you keep your planning within a budget? This one is tricky because I will be the first to admit that I started decorative planning and I ran with it. I've probably spent thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars on planning since I started decorative planning in 2014, and it's just been downhill. You find sticker shops you love and you constantly are ordering, and then you have trends that are going on and you're like, "Oh, I've got to do that trend." So it's it's kind of hard to do it on a budget when you're first starting out. You don't, especially if you don't really know what your planner style is. You're ordering things to try things out. You're going to Michael's or Hobby Lobby to buy more things that they have there. That being said, it is hard, but it's not impossible. If you are decorative planning and you want to buy kits and you want to buy foil bundles, my biggest piece of advice would be to be picky about what kits you're buying. I used to fall into the rabbit hole of I'm going to buy all of these kits from this shop because they're having a really good sale. Well, looking back at it now, I probably have 30 or 40 kits that I will never ever use. And they're so old and the formats are so old that people probably would not even buy them. So I would say be very picky. If you know that you have an anniversary coming up and there's a particular kit you want for that, buy that. If you are looking for filler kits, look for sales. You don't always have to go to the big, what I call core sticker shops. There are a lot of smaller businesses on Etsy that are not as expensive as, say, your Caress Presses or your Scribble Prints Co's, and they are just as good. They're all equally beautiful. They all have great artists. They all work really hard, but their kits are not any better or any worse than um, the other bigger shops. I would also say stay away from subscription boxes. That was another hole I fell into. I think at one point a few years ago, I probably had $300 in subscriptions just for sticker kits alone. That's not even to mention in the past, I have had washi subscriptions. I have had just sticker shops with doodle subscriptions. I have fallen into that hole. Be very intentional with what you're doing with your planner and your stickers. I have found for me that if I stick with the shops that I know, that I love, and I am intentional, like this week, this kit was not planned, for example. We went to the beach randomly, and I wanted a kit to recognize that because I was really just feeling the beach vibes, and I wanted to show that in my planner when I look back on it. So I went to Crest Press and I ordered this kit, and I really looked at different shops to see which beach kit I liked the most, and I ended with this one. But there were other options. Um, I would also say join some resale groups on Facebook. Scribble Prints Co. has a really good resale group, and Caress Press, I believe, has a resale group. Those are good ways to keep your costs down. You can go on Macari and buy some that people aren't using. You can also every now and then mesh multiple ones together. A really good way to plan on a budget is to buy the ultimate kits, and then you can use your leftovers from, say, you have like 3 summer kits and they all kind of have the same beach vibe. Well, you can mesh those three together to make your own. There are plenty of people who do that. There are ways to do it, and there are ways around spending a lot of money. And that's not just sticker shops. You can do that with your actual planner too. It has never been a better time to start planning because companies like Erin Condren are becoming more available and more inexpensive. I remember when I first started, Erin Condrens were like $50, $60. Now you can get them for $40. You can also buy ring bound planners and buy inserts from independent shops to create your own. You can also buy the printables on Etsy and print them out yourself at home and hole punch them. And that is also a very good way to make a planner. For me, I like the convenience. So, the convenience of having these things already printed out and pre-punched and ready to go is worth the money to me. There are some people I know who prefer to buy their own, customize their own, print them out, hole punch them, and add them to their planners. There's no wrong way to plan, and I think that's the important way. Sometimes we can get caught up in what we're seeing on YouTube and what's trendy right now, and that's not always the right way, but it's not always the wrong way. There's no right way to plan. You have to do what you like and what makes you happy. I think that's the important part. All right, number 4. What are some of your favorite sticker shops? So I have cut back a lot on how much shopping I do sticker shop wise. For kids, I like Sadie Stickers. I like Scribble Prints Co. I like Caress Press. Leonard Designs is one I like. I used to love GL Design Group, but I don't think she does a lot of kits anymore. Glam Planner is one I like. Pixie Planner Co. is another one I go to. As far as doodles go, I usually just use whatever comes in the kits, and what is a part of the foil bundles. I find myself doing that more and more these days. But I like to stick with the Plan Co. Once More with Love. Coffee Monsters Co. is a cult classic. Um, and I will just find ones that I really love and just order from them over and over and over again. I will say for the past year or so, Stick with the Plan Co. has been my number one for doodles. I just really think they're adorable. All right, number 5. Do you watch Planner Tube? If so, who are your faves? So I think J. Carew Plans is one that I have always watched. I was really happy to see her come back from her break. Carly Plans, Planner Pixie Co., Kristen Michelle, she's been one I've been watching for a while. Plan Hannah is another one. I really like that they do vlogs too. So they do the behind the scenes and what's going on with them. I think that's really nice. Number 6, how do you feel about the oversaturated sticker planner market? How do you feel about trends? And what advice would you give a newbie? Ooh, this is a good one. I don't think I've ever really thought that much about it. I think trends are going to come and go. And I think we are all going to get stuck in a trend every now and then. It's really hard to not. You see somebody doing something and you're like, oh, that's cute. You also get a little FOMO with these things because you want what you see, and sometimes you don't necessarily need what you see. That can really happen if you get into the trend of binder planning or ring planning. People will fall into the trend of, oh, I need every year's new release of Aura Estelle Clouds, or I need every year's new release of the Print Pressions planners. It's just, you don't. I've had my same Auracell A5Y Cloud for 2 years now, and it has served me well. I don't feel the need to upgrade it right now. I've been thinking about it, but that's only because I think I'm moving out of the color that my planner is. I really liked having a black neutral planner, but now I think I'm going into a more colorful season of life, and I want to have a pink one. That's my favorite color, and I don't know which one I'm going to get yet. It'll be an investment, and it'll be one I use forever. And by forever, I mean it'll be one I use for a long time. And there will probably be times where I interchange it with my black or a Still Cloud. But I have actually been looking at Scribble Prints Co. has a collab with Print Pressions. And I love the color pink that binder is. I think that's the one I'm looking to move into. I've also been eyeing this A5Y Cloud in the vegan leather in berry. So I'm on the fence about which one I want to move into, but I know I'm ready to have a color. My current one will hold past all of my past spreads, and I'll just keep them all in one place. Right now they're just kind of in a filing cabinet. And then if I ever want to change them out, I'm not feeling pink anymore, well, then I know I have the black planner to go back into. So that's kind of how I'm looking at that. I don't feel the need every year to change the color of my actual ring planner. Sometimes I will switch up my planner inserts. I kind of go between Sadie stickers and Aura still. Those are really my two go-to for inserts. What was the other part of the question? Oh, the oversaturated sticker market. I don't know if I would I guess it kind of is oversaturated. There are a ton of shops. And I think if it just kind of depends on what you're looking for. I don't know that I think too many people who are going to Sadie Stickers for stickers are also going to someplace like Leonard Designs or Crest Press. It's just not, they're two different kind of vibes. Like I go back and forth. You'll find in my planner I have spreads that are insanely opposite from each other. And as far as a newbie, I think I've already covered that. I think you should just do your research, watch a lot of videos, see what you like the most, and go from there. And if it's a budget you're worried about, there are tons of other planners who have discount codes. Shops offer them. Instagram is a great place to go get a discount code for a shop. Have you thought about the next planner updates, new cloud, or moving into a print impressions? I think we just covered that. Like I said, I really am looking at that Scribble Brents Co. and Print Impressions planner just because I like the color pink that it is. I don't know, but I really love my cloud. Like, it was definitely an investment piece, but it has held up beautifully. So I don't know. Oh, it's one of the, what do you guys think? Should I go into another A5 wide cloud, or should I look at the print impressions? This is such a hard decision for me every time I make a decision to upgrade. I remember when I thought about going from the spiral ring binder to the the 6-hole punch inserts. That was tough for me because I knew my Erin Condren. I knew what I liked. I don't know. I felt the same way when I didn't order my Erin Condren for a new planner year one time and I decided to go into a recollections. I was stressed, but they ended up being the same. And people look at them and they can't even tell the difference. Is it my recollections planner or is it my Erin Condren? Well, you don't know. Nobody really cares about that except for you, I think. And that in my brain is something I have to process a little bit more. All right, the last question is, will you be going to any meetups? And no, I'm not talking about our normal meetups when they start back. So my little local group, we used to get together all the time, and we haven't since COVID, and they are itching. They are itching to get back together. Me, I've kind of withdrawn into my little shell, and I like being home all the time. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to. I've gone to one planner meetup in Austin, and it was the Go Wild that was there, and I had fun, but I remember there was a little bit of drama, and it took some of the fun out of it. I think it would be nice to go to a meetup, but I think I would probably be more picky about which one I go to. I think that, oh, the Gator Trail. Sorry, guys, I got caught up in my memory from that day we went to the beach. We went down where we went at the beach. It has like an alligator trail. You can walk out onto the boardwalk where the gators are. It was scary because the boardwalks are not covered. So we had to walk out to it, and then we had to walk back from it, and never again. But I did it and crossed it off a bucket list. Anyway, distraction over. I think I would be picky about which one I go to next. I think I would probably choose a smaller one. I do love the friends I have made through the planner community, and I really hold those special to me. There are people that I've met through this community who came to my daughter's funeral, and so that in itself is really special to me. And I think if you find the right group of people with the right intentions, then that makes being a part of this community even better. So I think that we are going to wrap this up now. If you've stuck along this far, thanks for hanging in there and listening to me ramble on, probably over nothing, over the same thing. I've probably said the same thing 15 times. If so, I apologize. All right, well, thank you. You guys have a nice day. And please, if I can ask one favor, will you subscribe to the channel and like this video? I certainly enjoy having y'all with me every week. And we will see you next time. Bye.